custom building client's aquarium, some of the steps that I've actually taken. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. So I got two roughly 50 gallon aquarium to build for a client, and my client is hoping to use these aquariums to actually serve as a nursery for his tilapia backyard fish keeping experience. Now he's planning to buy a 2,000 gallon vat, probably have one or two, and these are the aquariums that is intended to keep the babies. Now this is another work. This week was a very busy week for me, right? This is a 15 gallon aquarium that I built for another individual. It's going to be a planted aquarium, right? Okay, so with that much said, let's get into the meat of the matter. Okay, so I shared with you a while ago an empty aquarium. Now, when building an aquarium, we as aquarium builders, there are roughly about 3 or 4 stages in which an aquarium goes through before it is deemed ready to be delivered to the client. Now, this is one of the stages in which this aquarium is going through, and this stage is what you call water testing. Now the first stage is cutting the glass, the second stage is putting the glass together, the third stage is doing the water testing, and the fourth stage is actually cleaning it up using the razor blade to scrape off the excess silicone that might be on it and all of that work. I'm going to be sharing that with you in this video. Alright, so the water testing is a very important phase when you're building an aquarium. For most persons watching this video, you have never actually attempted to build an aquarium, right? However, I have opted to share some of the phases and some of the dilemmas that you might face when building an aquarium. Now, this is 3/8 thick glass, right? So it's thick. Alright, with this 3/8 thick glass, this is another aquarium that I'm currently awaiting the stand. It has been sitting here for about 4 months, right? And so you see the papers in it. That is what I use when I'm doing the groundwork for this one, right? So as you notice with this aquarium, you have what you call braces, right? Some nice thin cute little braces, right? And this prevents the end of the aquarium from actually spreading out and falling apart after the water is in it to a particular height and the water begin to put pressure on the sides. It will actually tear the sides apart. This aquarium is built out of 1/4-inch glass, right? So this aquarium cannot manage the weight of the water in relation to this. Now if you notice on this aquarium, this is a 50 gallon aquarium, much larger than this one, or yet still this one has braces. The reason why this one has braces and this has none, this is 3/8, and 3/8 glass are heavy, and it will take probably, if this was like a double, let's say 100 gallon, like double the size of this glass, 3/8, probably putting some amount of braces in the middle would actually be suffice, right? But right now as it is, the thickness of the glass kind of substitute for the braces that will be placed on the end. Placing braces on the glass, right, it can be a handbug to your filtration system, and it can also be a handbug in when you, depending on what you're doing in it. For example, you're catching fish, you have small fish within it, and you have the braces. Sometimes it's very difficult to actually catch the small fish within the space because of the braces. Also, some aquariums are placed on racks, and the racks are placed in tight situations, and it poses a challenge when actually installing the aquarium on the rock, where the filtration mechanism and everything that's supposed to be on the top, and yet still find space so as to do everything within the aquarium, such as change around, decoration, such as taking out fish, switching around fish, taking out babies and all that. So it can be a deterrent for this. Now this size glass is perfect for its intended purpose. Now let's go a little bit deeper into the aquarium, right? Aquarium build. Now, this glass is straight glass. Now, straight glass in normal sense is very heavy. It's weighty, guys. I was unable. I can build this aquarium by myself. I mean, like, take my feet and actually help to brace the glass and all that. But this I can't. I had to get assistance for this because the glass is heavy. In Jamaica, I say heavy. In the rest of the world, they will say heavy. Alright, so silicone actually works best under pressure, right? So the glass that is sitting on as the substrate glass, when you place the silicone on the end that is sitting on the substrate glass, it needs no additional pressure, and such as placing tape around it so as to hold it down. The sides might need a little taping, so as to hold it a little bit until it becomes quail and it starts to dry. As you can see here within the aquarium, at the aquarium side, this is the other side of the aquarium, right? This is between this glass and this glass right here. You refer to it as the gasket seal, where the silicone is placed on one end of the glass and it is actually pressed together using tape to wrap around it. Now, in manufacturing companies that actually manufacture aquariums, what they would do, they would have clamps, and they would place the silicone on the glass, place the clamps there, and they place the aquarium with the clamps in a room that is slightly warmer than the rest of the space. And what that does, it allows the silicone to actually set at a faster rate than if I have it in my yard as it is right now, awaiting it to actually dry. And this takes roughly, a silicone on glass takes roughly about 3 months to cure. So although I might be delivering this aquarium to my client the next probably 7 days, it might develop issues within the next 3 months. So warranty in aquarium building, yeah, that can be an issue. Now, as it relates to water testing, so I spoke about the aquarium, sealing the aquarium, the thickness of the glass, the braces, and talk about the fact that we don't need braces on this thick glass. And I've shared with you the building of my 70-gallon, well, the building of a client's 70-gallon aquarium. I've shared with you the building of this aquarium, right? Yes, I know it needs to wash down and all that. That's in the making, right? As for the water testing, now the water testing is normally done prior to cleaning up of the aquarium. Now, if you can look good on the aquarium, you will see some of the spottings, right? You will see some of the spottings. All of this, right, are silicones that was actually accidentally, connected to the glass. So what I'm gonna have to do when the water testing period is over, which is about 24 hours, 48 hours max, right? I'm gonna have to use the razor blade, right? Normal razor blade that you have in your thing when you use and cut, shave up your hair, and they do all kind of things with it. And I would have to go through the entire aquarium, right? Scrape off all of this off it, all the excess silicone, right? And when I'm finished spraying up all the scraping up all the silicone, right, I go around the edges and ensure that the edges has no extra trimmings. And when I say extra trimmings, I mean like, for example, here you see the glass, the silicone like bulging out at the side of the glass, so therefore you need sharp razor blade, new razor blade, to do all of this. And you go through all the aquarium, and you actually shave off the silicone. Right now, in a manufacturing company where they actually construct aquariums for a living, right, this is done by a special machine, right? So you scrape off all the excess silicone, right? Ensure that everything is scraped off. And remember, you're trying to make this thing neat as possible. Alright. Now there are some spaces. If you look here, you see some spaces in the gasket. You don't need to worry about these, because what happens is that you have silicone on the side of the glass, you have silicone on this side of the glass, and silicone inside. So even if there are a little bit of spaces, water spaces, what you call water space or bubble space in the middle, right, the silicone that is around it should cater for that. Now after doing this will take a while. Trust me guys, this will take a while. I'm just doing this because I'm doing this video, but it's not yet time for this, right? And so you'll go through, probably I will end up use for this 50-gallon aquarium, I might end up use a pack of razor blade, right, to do this. And after I'm finished, depending on how the situation might look, I might end up have to go for a 2000 sandpaper, and you get that at the auto shop, where they do spray, they sell the stuff for the repair of vehicles, right? You buy a 2000 grade sandpaper and you rub down the sides, right? Now after you're finished with that, right, then now you would get your soap water with your the sponge with the, what I call it now, the scouring pad at the end, something looking like this. You would have a new one. This is an old one that I'm just, because this is not in this this is not at this stage yet, which is called the cleaning down stage, right? Right, and this is what I call a backyard, or should I say small business aquarium build, right? But you want to build it so that you can get more clients, because the quality of your end product cannot determine whether or not you get any more product to actually do, right? So you continue to do it like that until there's practically no silicone on the glass. However, there are always going to be some smirks, some little smudges, so you're going to use soap water, right, and you're going to put the soap water on this, and you're going to rub, and when you're finished, you're going to use a small soft cotton cloth in which you're going to wipe the glass. After you're finished with that process, then now you're going to use what I call the newspaper, right? So you're going to cut up the newspaper. You're going to cut the newspaper like this, right, in a little water, right, and then now you would wipe the sides until the smudges are all gone, right? And if you look good, you see some smudges here. Now, some of these smudges are silicone, so what I'm gonna have to do is to use the razor blade and to kind of get it thin out, and then I use this to rub it, and sometimes this might take all days, right? And then after all of that is done, then now you're gonna do the preparation for delivery, and that can be fun in some sense, that if you have material such as this, this is what I use and build the aquarium on, you can practically put at the end, put cardboard at the bottom, tape it up, plastic wrap it up, and that will be it, right? Should in case you have leakage, this aquarium, there's a little leak at the side right there. What I had to do was to take out all of the water. All of this is not clean up as yet, I'm just sharing with you what is done in the process, because this is gonna be completed in the middle of the week, where I actually come home very late and it's difficult for me to record, right guys? So after I've done all of that, You know, I patched the little leakage. It sits here in the sun on the veranda for a while until it. Meanwhile, I'm speaking to you, I'm just trying to shave off the excess silicone. So I'm gonna have to go through all of this. Chances I might end up have to buy more razor blade. Right? Go through all of this. Right? Do that. Right? With the soap water sometimes. Soap water kind of help to ease up the silicone. Right? And then the newspaper actually help to shine it. So you have a little blur spot here. Don't worry about that. As soon as everything is dried and you know, I'm ready to clean down, there will be no spots within here. Now for this 15 gallon, it's practically cool. It's finished. So what I'm gonna be going through now, after the water sits in this aquarium for about roughly about 24 hours, I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna actually do the scraping off of the excess silicones at the side and inside also, making it looking neat. And then I'm gonna call my client and tell him that he can pick up his aquarium when I'm finished all of this. So making an aquarium is not just putting the glass together and all of that. It is actually having a unifying, I call it a uniformed, you know, organized strategy, and ensuring that everything fall into place and things is looking good. That is it for today, guys. I have a lot of work ahead of me. This aquarium is leaking. Next one around there, so it's actually been water tested, and I have some water change doing around the back. Thank you very much for stopping by, guys. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.